First thing first, I'm going to run a couple bags of Wolf Gold just to see, make sure everything works properly. And let's run this down. And we got a double feed. Right, and we got a second bit here. At this point, the rifle had a round stuck in the chamber. What I eventually did was installed a bolt from another rifle into this rifle and just basically ran the action. It extracted the round with no extra issue, no real excessive force needed, but the bolt that was in the rifle did not extract the round. And also, if you look at the ejection pattern, it's really just barely kicking the shells out. I mean, they're going 4 or 5 o'clock when it's shooting. They should be like flying right over the camera if everything was working properly. So I ran about 100 to 110 rounds through the rifle. I used some of this time to also work on getting the scope zeroed. I got it pretty well zeroed at 50 yards. The rifle seemed to be shooting pretty good groups, but I ended up with a total of 3 failures. A double feed, a round that did not extract when it fired, and then a round that on the last shot of a magazine, the bolt locked open, but the round did not fully eject from the action. The round just kind of fell into the action. But all total, the gun looks like it's gonna run pretty well. So I think all in all, it's gonna end up being a good rifle. But there's definitely something going on with the bolt. I'm gonna take it back to the house and just inspect the bolt, see if I can find anything looking weird about it. But that ejection pattern just seems to be off there. So I had 3 failures in total today with the rifle, and I'm going to blame them on the bolt. I was looking today, and so this is the bolt out of the camouflage rifle. That's the pencil barrel. This is a DSG Arms bolt. It's been a great bolt. I've had it in a couple different rifles, bolt and carrier, and have never had an issue with it. This bolt, on the other hand, I think is a Soda Arms. And what I've got on it, I've never been able to do this. If I can get this on camera, like that's the tip of a pin, and pretty easily pushing the extractor. Well, pushing the extractor open. I might be able to do it like this even. So if you can see that, if it'll focus, I can squeeze it back here and the extractor opens. I had a round stuck in the chamber and I could not get it out, didn't have a cleaning rod, and how I got it out was I actually took another bolt, not this bolt. I've got a fail 0 or 0 fail, whichever that is, and it went in the rifle and extracted the round like there was no problem after I had tried probably a half dozen plus times with this and even let the rifle cool off. And I think that right there just shouldn't be like that. So I'm not going to put the gold seal stamp of approval on this rifle just yet. It did shoot very accurately when I was trying to zero it. Only at 50 yards, don't really have any good footage of that, but just for comparison, so this rifle, this is the DSG arms. Like I say, not a high dollar bolt by any means. I feel like I'm going to break this pin in the process of trying to make that move. Like I can just, there, I broke it. So, I mean, it's just a difference right there, and I'm fairly certain if we take this apart, I've never disassembled this one as far as I know. That seemed way too easy. So, no O-ring. Let's take this one apart. Slide these off to the side here. Just about going to guarantee this rifle. This thing is sopping still. So no O-ring on this rifle. But there's our spring. See if we can compare and contrast, because this one looks pretty pathetic. So, rifle that's having issues on the top. You can tell the spring is much, much smaller. It's weaker. Easily depresses with my thumb. This spring, if it'll focus, I can't compress it very much. It's pretty stout. No O-ring on this one, but just a better quality extractor spring. And this is on the DSG arms bolt. So I think it's pretty safe to say most likely our failures are bolt related and extractor spring specifically. I'm probably going to order a kit for this and have it for the next time I shoot. Hopefully that'll straighten out our problems. Like I say, it isn't a Palmetto State. I think it's a soda arms. I want to say I bought this a while back. It's been in a different rifle, pretty low round count in the other rifle. But I think that's our failures. I can't prove it, but I'm gonna say 90% certain that the bolt was the issue. Like I say, I put another bolt in the rifle to extract the stuck round, and it came right out. No excessive force needed. It's just this one wouldn't grab onto it. So all that being said, as weak as that is and as pathetic as that spring is, the rifle actually ran really well. I'm not the greatest shooter out there, but it ran smoothly, other than the extraction problems. So I'm gonna call this a maybe on the Palmetto State at this point. It looks like it's probably the rifle's going to be okay. The bolt, like I say, not Palmetto State. The bolt looks like it has some issues. Until next time.